I didn't think anything from this Labour government could surprise me anymore, but we are at a point now where this government can't even answer basic questions, but equally when they do, they give contradictory answers within the same sentence or the same interview. And it's getting ridiculous. If this was anything else like a job interview, you would be found out and dead and buried right there and then. Your application would not be progressed because they will have found out you lied to their faces straight away. So why are we letting our politicians get away with the same kind of thing? And one such example of this is a recent interview that was held between Rayner, the Deputy Prime Minister to Keir Starmer, and Trevor Phillips of Sky News. Now, this is a brilliant takedown from Trevor Phillips and Sky News because, to give you the kind of context behind this video, Labour are saying there are 3.4 million people in the UK that need housing, so they're going to build 1.5 million new homes. But what Trevor Phillips is highlighting is that they haven't factored in that an estimated 2.5 million people will arrive into the UK over the next few years. So where are they going to stay? That's the basis behind this video, so without further ado, let's go ahead and take a listen right here.
All right, let me ask you about another element of this. On the present densities, you're going to add 3.4 million, or homes for 3.4 million people with your 1.5 million houses. On your own figures, we're also going to add to our population 2.5 million people over this same period. Are you content that more than 5 out of 7 new homes will go to immigrants?
That as a statistic right there is damning. 5 out of 7 of the new 1.5 million homes. That is a question that would put any politician under pressure, so let's take a listen to what she says here.
Well, that's not the truth, and that's not the case.
What will happen.
Well, that's not the reality, because we've,
where
in particular, in
where the 2.5
housing,
million immigrants that are in Rachel Reeves' budget figures going to turn out? Where are they going to live?
Well, there's plenty of housing in the UK, but the houses, especially social
hang on. You can't, on the one hand, say we've got to build this 1.5 million houses, and then say there's plenty of housing already.
Brutal takedown, but it's the truth. You know, and these are the contradictory answers that I was talking about before. Politicians like to duck and dive around questions. They don't answer them directly. So Rayner's first saying, no, we need 1.5 million new homes for these 3.4 million people. But the fact that Labour haven't costed in within their budget to say that, 2.5 million migrants are going to arrive to the UK, where are they going to stay? Immediately then the thinking becomes, well, we've built 1.5 million new homes, can we not just put them in there? That's what Trevor Phillips is doing to Rayner, and just watch her squirm under this pressure right now.
There is plenty of housing, Trevor, already, but there's not enough for the people that desperately need it. So the homes, especially under our affordable homes programme, which is social and affordable housing, they will be there for people who desperately need them, local people. We've already outlined how we're going to support veterans and people who are fleeing domestic violence.
Okay.
Councils need homes for people that are on the waiting list. I've already announced changes to the right to buy, making sure they
But this doesn't quite make sense.
So that...
Could I just say as well, just for the record, I mean, anyone that is fleeing any kind of violence, war, abuse, my heart goes out to them, absolutely. But my thinking on this whole situation, I go back to the old saying, the old aeroplane cliche, if you'll forgive me. Whenever you're on a plane and you have the safety demonstration, what is it they say first? They say don your own oxygen mask first before helping others. And my thinking is, if we have people suffering here at home first, while my heart goes out to people who are genuinely fleeing any kind of violence or war or persecution, absolutely my heart goes out to them. But surely we should be getting our own house in order first? That's just my opinion. I mean, I can't see any difference between the aeroplane analogy compared to this one, but that's by the by. I'm just highlighting here the politicians' hypocrisy in terms of the way they answer these questions. So let's go ahead and continue listening to this.
We can deliver the houses they desperately need.
Deputy Prime Minister, it doesn't quite make sense. You start the interview by telling me that there's a housing crisis. When I remind you that you have said yourselves as a government, we're going to need 2.5 million migrants. Some of them, by the way, people are going to build the houses. Suddenly there's a lot of housing. Where are these people going to go?
Another thing I want to say is that Labour seem to be continuously playing the blame game when it comes to the problems we're facing now by blaming the Conservative governments of the past. Let me say unequivocally right now, I completely understand and accept that the Conservative governments from the last 14 years have also made a complete dog's dinner of things. And they are most likely more than responsible for the mess that we're in right now. But I would just say the following. Us, as the citizens of the UK, we are very well aware of the problems that the Conservative government had, which is why they were voted out of office. You were elected promising change. You were elected promising to fix the foundations. We don't need to be constantly reminded that this was all the Conservative government's fault. What we're interested in is how are you going to fix the problems right here and now? I mean, just have a listen to this here.
Where are these people going to go?
Well, Trevor, first of all, when you say about building as well, the previous government did use migrant labour far too much.
And there we go, blaming the previous government again. Look, we accept that the previous government made their mistakes, which is why they were voted out, but that doesn't answer the question. The question was, where are the immigrants that are going to come to the UK? These 2.5 million people, where are they going to go? Blaming the government of the past is not the way you should be behaving as a leader of a country right here and now to solve the problems right here and now. I'll reiterate what I said at the start. If this were a job interview or if it were a courtroom hearing, then answers like that would not be acceptable because you're expected to answer the question right there and then. Get to the point straight away. Not give a whataboutery answer where no one can actually decipher what the truth actually is. And for politicians in particular, when you're governing the country, we really don't appreciate anyone hiding the truth from us because the population and the British public will find out themselves. And if you were telling porkies, and we find out you were telling porkies, along with having the evidence to prove it, then rest assured, we will make our feelings and our thoughts known at the ballot box because we don't appreciate being hoodwinked in any kind of way where you do one thing but you say another. But I will make this prediction. If Labour don't get their act together and actually get to a point where they do answer the questions and be truthful, open and honest to the British public, then I suspect they could very well be in for a rough time at the next election, whether it's the local elections, the council elections, or indeed the next general election in 2029. Because we've already seen a petition that was going around that got just under 3 million signatures. And if the British public are already dissatisfied, 3 million people are already dissatisfied, I shudder to think what the case will be come the next election in 2 years' time or 5 years' time, so let's wait and see. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think Angela Rayner is maybe pulling the wool over our eyes a bit, and these 2.5 million new migrants will get access to these new homes? Or do you think they are wholly reserved for the 3.5 million people already here that actually do need them? As usual, I'll be returning soon in the coming weeks with more content, but until then, stay safe, stay blessed, stay free, have a drink on me. See you all later. Take care.